Hey everybody, we're going to take a look at the Predanaut version 2 today. I've been working on some color schemes and I'd like to get your opinion on them. So here we have the basic prototype version, which was just done in gray and black, colors I had out and I have a lot of spools of. I buy them in bulk. So I'll do a little turnaround here so you can see all the details. And I've been having a little trouble coming up with colors for this one because I want it to be sort of iconic and still kind of harken back to my original Predanaut release. Now this one here, I'm zooming around with the mouse. You can see these lighter bits are all glow in the dark for this version. And I kind of like this. This was actually inspired by something I saw on Instagram where someone took some glass parts and made a custom. All right, so here we have sort of a more earth tone with the warm grays, and the chest part is still glow in the dark. And then here we have bone face, which I kind of like. You know, maybe I could do this for a secondary release, but for a primary release, I'm not sure it's exactly what I'm looking for. And these silver parts here, the chest part and the two shoulders, would be spray painted. Now this guy, I like this guy. The lighter red parts would be translucent red. The problem is I have trouble getting a good translucent red sometimes, and I don't know if I can reliably get it. WizWorks is one of the suppliers. They make one, but it may not be the best transparent. And then the parts I'm clicking on now, the shoulder and forearm armor, those would be a translucent black. It's the same black that I used for the Epsilon cockpit, if you remember that. And then we have this guy. He's a little boring, I think. You know, sort of basic. I don't know, not too into him. Next guy, I was really into this last night when I was doing the colors, and now I'm just sort of lukewarm on it. But he's getting close. That the yellowish gold parts would be spray painted gold. And then I went back to this guy, which boring again. I mean, it kind of has some sort of simple charm to it, but it's lacking that pop. And then here is the final one, which is the one I like the best. And this is actually inspired by some concept art that I did for the original Predanaut back like 3 years ago. And I did a specific colorway, an exclusive colorway for this gallery called Faux in Northampton. And unfortunately, that gallery is gone now, but this colorway was my favorite. And now I'm highlighting the shoulder blades. I wanted to draw out an attention. So one of the new details I added were those little pegs. You could put stuff on them like a thruster. And then here's the receptacle for the tail, sort of in the midsection. I know it's not on the butt, but looked too much like, you know, a poop hole. So I just went with something in a different location. And here's the neck ball joint. It has an opening like that so that the head can rotate up into beast mode. And that MZ error on the back of the neck, that won't be there. That's just a collapse error from when I was putting everything together to do these models. So let's take a closer look at the head. Has a lot of detail in it, and you may not realize how many parts it's made from. So there's each ear, the head, then the front of the jaw. Okay, that's 4 parts. Then 5, 6, both sides of the jaw there. So 6 parts for that. And then the eyes are a separate part. I'll go to wireframe mode so you can see it. A lot of parts, right? Plus the neck. And they all have to be put together in a specific order. Let's take a look at the chest part. So I'm going to get rid of that shield. And you can see these little fangs on the side. I think in the prototype that you may have seen at DesignerCon, I had these fangs on upside down, more like tusks. It's just versatile. So if I hide these, you can see that they're ball joints and they can actually move around. You can get some expression from them. Or I can do releases with different parts on there and I don't have to remodel everything. And then I'll hide that and you can see sort of the chest construction. You guys don't ever get to see this because it's already glued together when you get it. But if you see these concave areas in the chest, that's part of the ball joint structure for the chest. I've got a ball joint in the neck up there, and then I've got a ball joint in the middle of the chest, and then I have a ball joint at the hips. And if I go and show you, there's a concave area to allow more motion in the back so I can get an arched sort of pose. But I had to adjust the inside of that to all work together. It was quite the challenge. And then he has double jointed knees and peg joint and ball joint for the ankle, so he has extra versatility. I think it worked out really well. And he has double jointed elbows too, and even the claws can open and close. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to remodel those hands and feet to be better, like not only more consistent, but the front hands don't really go into beast mode. Right now I have to do a separate model. and so you swap them in and out, and I don't really like that option. So I still have to make the tail, and I'll do those things. But let me know what you think. Right now, this is what I'm leaning towards. I might come up with something. I might have an epiphany. I sort of went back and forth with the Explorer like many times until I finally got one color scheme and I was like, yes, that's it. But speaking of the Explorer, I have a whole lineup of different characters that I've been working on, and let's see if I can get some video of that and share it with you too. All right, so please leave a comment, and by all means subscribe so we can get some followers in here, and share with everybody. All right, cheers and take care.